2 seconds left. It's going to come down.
We're making a third as he looks up. Make it up. He finds the drop. Three. Stunning here from
Good evening, everybody. Welcome back. Game number 3 of the second day, qualifier number 1. Link's joined by Benny. And Benny, we're finally getting right. It's the theme of today. We're getting another new team on the board here. We got InControl, who I believe we casted yesterday, but a new team, Frenchie & Co. on the stream. Though, Benny, they are doing very well for themselves. So while they are new to the stream, they've certainly made a statement in the qualifier so far.
I must say, Frenchie and Co. been looking really good. They won that last game. They beat their rival. Dami beat its rival in JJ, which is hilarious to think about, really. But we got, it's crazy to see new teams, and I want to see all these new teams. I haven't casted InControl just yet, but how they do? I actually didn't watch the game yesterday, or they did. Did they do well yesterday, or what was that game like?
InControl. Well, overall, they haven't had the best time in the qualifier so far. Not bad. They have the same record as Frenchie & Co., but Frenchie & Co., I think, have had just a little bit more success. Right now, they're in 7th. InControl are in 9th, so both in that top 12 spot. So while InControl have been a little bit worse, basically the same at the end of the day. But certainly on Frenchie & Co., for you and me, a little bit more name recognition that we got Hypers, Venatorial, Dami on there. Definitely more players that you and I are familiar with, whereas on InControl, I've seen Badger's name, I've seen Serv and MX Reaper's name, but I do not believe I have casted them, at least recently.
Yeah, I think Tack is actually from CACO, actually, from a while back. I forgot what team he was on.
I think he is.
Actually.
What team was he on?
That's a far
Utah.
Back.
Utah. Actually, no. I was about to say I'm going to go investigate, but last time I typed in my browser, it crashed my entire browser, so I'm not going to do that. Actually,
I think Tack was on. Was he on? Oh, that's Cookies memory. I don't remember those. That was like 2 summers ago.
I'm sure Harrison will at me in about 5 minutes. Be like, Tack was on this team.
Harrison would know. Someone ping Harrison.
Harrison will know. But these are the teams, of course, as you can see. Frenchie & Co., as you said, just coming off a 7-5 victory against Wichita Wolves Academy. So obviously feeling good in that regard. Got them that 4-2 record. So in theory, should be looking pretty good going into this. Of course, InControl as well. I do believe, are they coming off a win? Let me check. Yes, they are. Eclectic. A team name that everyone except me can't pronounce. I'm fine with it. I don't know what's tripping you.
Let's see what we're going
tripping you guys up.
Oh, thank God. Thank you for banning Clubhouse and Villa.
Here's the thing, though. Again, we are getting a different map, but it's still in that same rotations. That Clubhouse Villa Cafe, we're just getting the 3rd rung of that. It is new, though. It is new on the day, so I will take that over Clubhouse and Villa again. And it continues to prove the point that I made at the beginning of the broadcast. So this is a win-win for me. I don't have to cast Clubhouse or Villa again, and I'm right. Always makes me happy.
Always makes you feel good.
Always makes me feel
Cafe, and again, it's still that same kind of, in that same kind of box of just maps you know of. So I definitely agree that teams are going to be picking these maps out. They're going to be banning other maps that are too crazy or too out of the pool. And well, it looks like we have Frenchie & Co. on defense first, and Cafe has been more of that defense side as of late. It's been interesting to see how InControl does this, but really, like, I still haven't seen these teams really play. Like, I'm not sure. How much have you casted like the Dami and Spiker in T3?
I would say, not necessarily them together, but I've casted Dami and Spiker pretty extensively in T3. Of course, Dami, I think, as we all know, went on a break for a little bit. He was on that Aerial Rise roster that won CCS and RSA about a year or so ago. He's still underage, hasn't had his chance in CL yet, kind of started making his way around teams, took a break for a bit. Now he's back with Frenchie & Co. on this pug stack. I casted him for a while. Spiker as well, who always seemed to be tied at the hip to JJ. Now they are separated, so fight against each other. Spiker also, again, has a history with JJ, come out the victor in that last match. I've casted pretty much everyone on this team. Indy as well, we haven't mentioned. So it's familiar for me, but I'm more excited to see what Inc has to offer because I've casted this org extensively. This iteration, not as familiar with. We're getting into the game right now, though, so we can quickly see what this new iteration of InControl, or new to me, maybe old in the grand scheme of T3, what they have to offer.
Very new to me. I have no clue about most of these players. I'm sure, of course, we know Indy and Vena from CL a little bit. That's probably a lot of people I know. I know Attack. Well, not really know Attack, but I've casted him a long time ago in CACL, but that was a long time ago, so I don't know how different of a role he plays nowadays. But let's see what these banners are like. We got, of course, banning on first Thatcher as per usual. It's Cafe. It's one of those maps you expect to get banned out. Is it going to be a Heart Breacher? Is it going to be a Nomad? Is it going to be something crazy like a Nook?
I want to hedge a guess and say that we're not going to see a Nook ban. Wow, color me shocked. Can't believe that didn't happen. But second ban, well, I will say, Benny, though, we don't see Flores bans are common, but on Cafe, you usually like to show preference towards that hard reacher, but Flores can certainly be powerful. He can very easily clear out positions like the shield inside a Pixel. That's probably the most famous usage for him on this map, clearing out those shields, clearing out the Humidor inside a Cigar as well. You can do a lot with him. Valkyrie, the first defensive ban as well. That one's very standard overall.
Very standard. It's probably Mirror next, I'm assuming. It's going to be the power usage.
Yeah,
I think we've seen Mirror and Valkyrie ban every single map today.
It's understandable. Two of the more powerful operators in the game, especially on Cafe. This is one of Mira's better maps. And with the Flores ban as well, it's nothing all that crazy for these teams, or crazy of a ban in general. So imagine we'll see InControl starting out on the attack. Of course, maybe they were... Did Indy just say hi to me in chat?
Wait. Oh, he said it, stop.
Hyper's just spelled my name wrong.
He even put the extra...
Hey! Benny said hi. Or Dunny said hi to Benny.
Oh, Dunny said hi to me. Hi, Dunny.
Then Badger said bing bong.
Who's he?
That's
trying to talk to?
That has no correlation to either of us. That's just nonsense.
Wait, I'm not. I'm like bing your bong.
Maybe.
Maybe I'm just stretching it too far there. But
It's
here we
also
go.
a character in Inside Out.
Yeah.
Very sad moment Inside Out, by the way. I cried at that moment. I'm not going to spoil it, but it's a character named Bing Bong. It's very sad.
Yep.
But anyway,
Lost me. I have no clue what you're talking about.
I'm sorry, my bad. Anyway, get into the game. Saw a brilliant 6-pick from Indy from Ella to Ella, but however, while I say that, it isn't saying Ella itself is bad, because Ella is actually quite a good operator. Got that deployable shield. If you want to get aggressive, you can use that Scorpion to get up close. Of course, the recoil can get a little bit jumpy at times. Not the easiest of weapons to handle, but with that deployable shield and with those Gashmalt mines as well, you can not necessarily cordon off positions, but it acts similar to a proximity mine. Not only does it give you information when somebody pushes in, but it stuns them as well. So if you're playing aggressive, you can swing off of that, maybe nab a kill. The attackers have not played their cards right, which they're stepping into a Gashmalt mine. Odds are they have it.
Good workout. Let's see how they are. Where they put these Gashmalt mines at. If they put them on white stairs, or they put maybe on like the red walking in the Cigar, depending if they play Cigar. Doesn't seem like they will though, because they're not bringing like, you know, a castle or anything to really make it difficult for people on InControl to go on the stage windows. So I'm assuming that you're playing mostly inside of like Pixel, playing the default spots you expect on Cafe would be bathroom, Pixel, players, and cocktail. Dami right now is on the white stairs, maybe expecting to try and stop somebody running through red the hallway, but I don't think it is for the moment from InControl because it's still early in the round. And so far, it looks like, you know, there is someone inside of Cigar. It's Indy to get the first pick on attack though with that Scorpion, like you said, but was that out the red window? Where was that?
Believe that was either on the stairs or outside of red window. Twitch as well, unfortunately, could have been... That probably would have been the premier operator to deal with those Gashmalt mines. Also could shock those Maestro camps, open them up, allow them to be tased a second time, and ultimately destroyed. Fortunately here, not only did you lose that important utility for the setup and with some of the utility that Frenchie and Co are bringing, also lost the opening pick, which is now gone untraded, and there's really no opportunity for InControl before clearing out that utility to even things up. They're going to have to do some work to create another opportunity for an engagement, unless Frenchie and Co hands it to them. And in all fairness, Hypers was getting very aggressive inside of Cigar earlier, and knowing how he plays, I would not be surprised if he takes an engagement. He shouldn't. Dami takes one, he should. Reads that nobody on that white rappel is guarding it. They're not looking that way. He opens that door. That's like the oldest peak in the century right there.
Yeah, that's something from like old Cafe too, for God's sakes.
Yeah.
That is an old
Also,
one in the book.
Benny, sure enough, Harrison just DM'd me. Attack was on her.
That's what it was. I couldn't remember. It was so long ago. But yeah, especially Harrison definitely knows. That's a good thing. Well, they got rid of this picture shield finally, but they still got to deal with the shield inside a bathroom. But it looks like they pinged out, so it looks like some intel still there for Frenchie and Co to know where these attackers are coming from. And so far, it looks like it's mainly a one-side affair, just coming from this west to east side. As a great shot from Vena. Vena peeks out from the heaven balcony, takes out Serve, who was playing New Balk. Hyper is getting aggressive, walking through behind the bomb chassis. Shuts from, you know, of course, because they have piano control. Mike Reaper gets two, though, with the LMG peeking through that soft wall.
Badger also playing it up close. This is very... Oh, I was going to say winnable, but then the impact grenade downs Badger, so not nearly as winnable as it was before. MX Reaper, unfortunately, looking the exact opposite way from the player that peeks him. He looks back, but he's in a crossfire. So the moment he gives himself up to one angle to try to contest the other, that's exactly when Venatorial peaks. And Frenchie Co come away with the first defensive round. And honestly, Benny, while Frenchie Co were getting a little bit over-aggressive towards the end, it was that aggression. They really won them that round, especially early on.
Yeah, there's like just early picks from the side of Frenchie and Co, finding opportunity to take out those attackers that left and right, would be Indy getting the first pick on attack from the window, red window. We assume we don't know if it was a hatch maybe, and then of course you saw Dami peeking out of that or the white doorway. Nobody, somebody's on the stage window, but nobody's covering him on the rappel. So he just looks at the door, gets that kill. It makes it a 3v5. And sure, there was a kill on to Hypers because he was playing pretty aggressive in bar, but again and again, we saw Vena getting the kill on the new back. Vena playing aggressive on the cross, though. Ember's pushing up in, Garden White Hall. Just in the end, you're in a 5v3. You're walking mostly into a funnel at that point because it's a one-side attack coming from that piano, from that cigar side. Not a lot you can do when you're down 2 members like that for InControl. So unfortunate for them, losing 2 members early. Not a lot you can do unless you go crazy like Reaper tried to do at the end of the round. But here we go, on to our next step. We go down to mining and dining, or mining and fireplace. Actually, no, it's kitchen. I'm crazy.
You are trolling.
I am literally trolling.
It is game 3 and you're losing it. Shameful. Can't believe it.
Can't
As
believe
you said,
it.
though.
This is old age.
As you said, side is kitchen. You corrected. And I would imagine, seeing how Frenchie and Co. have played over 1 round, I'd imagine we're going to see at least some people roam. Dami also on the Vigil. Not really an operator you play on site all that often. We could still see him play on the site, maybe play in coat check. That's not a position uncommon for Vigils to play. But Spiker is also on the on the 3rd floor, so we are seeing them get a little bit aggressive. Spiker especially all the way up inside a cigar. Something that InControl will likely have to deal with. But thankfully, if they're quick about it, he's playing by himself right now, Benny. So it's not like this is a difficult opportunity. They can play the cards right, get somebody on the rappel, get some drones in as well. This could be the opening duel done and dusted.
Well, if Spiker stays up on this top floor, looks like he sees the drone. He's going to back off for the moment. Nobody really pursuing for the moment. Nobody's there for the cutoff either, so there's nobody to really get this kill and try and stop Spiker from leaving. Actually, someone's on the way rappel. I say that, and someone's ready right at the bottom of the stairs. Dami comes from below, just shoots Reaper in the face, coming back up, and so far Spiker's going to return to site, but Dami's going to stay and see if he can take a fight with somebody. Actually, he's going to back off too. So they're both backing off. Get the first pick and the aggress.
Yeah, you don't need to continue aggressing at that point, especially since a large part of a roam on kitchen is similar to a basement on clubhouse. You move up to that top floor, you slowly try to waste time, delay the push. Once you've wasted about a minute, especially if you've gotten a kill, just start rotating back down. You can rotate down to 2nd floor if you want, waste a little bit more time, but in this case, Frenchie and Co. will play it safe. First minute in, they've got a pick, they'll immediately rotate back down because InControl are still going to waste a little bit of time clearing out the 2nd floor, making sure there's nobody there. Now that they've done that, half the round has elapsed, and they still need to make progress on this 2nd floor, but similar reading in some cases. If you get the vertical control here, that will, in and of itself, do a lot to help your chances of winning this attack.
I just see Vena and Spiker just wait with C4, trying to C4 somebody. Yeah. Looks like they see the buck trying to go off, but C4 throwing the wrong place. Looks like over an area where you can't explode. Ooh, 2 of them both can go off. They'll do a bit of damage to Badger, but he's still alive. He still has that skeleton key to try and push, dislodge these defenders as much as possible. I will say at this point, with only a minute left, we gotta see InControl. What is their exit gonna be? They haven't really put any control over towards Bakery. I think they use those Selmas to open up the hatch into freezer, but that's really about it that I've done so far.
Do have those holes, and Venatorial just gets away with it somehow. Kind of odd that happened. A little misplay with the flashbang as well. Venatorial in all likelihood is about to die, so I would not expect him rotating into Bakery on low HP to be the play, but right as I say that, Spiker also rotates in to help him out. This is very risky because it is leaving a 2v2 on the side, but Indy's holding things down perfectly fine. Spiker's able to get the kill on to serve, and despite the fact that they rotated, split up their resources in a position where they might not have, or they should not have. Now we're in a situation where it doesn't really matter in the end. Spiker's still somehow coming away with that engagement. I have to say, I really thought that was a mistake by Frenchie and Co., but the moment that InControl took the gunfights, they all tumbled.
Yeah, it looked kind of scary seeing him, Spiker push up to help him out, but really, that cross is so difficult to do, especially without somebody really pushing from a different angle, like the small breaky window. And because you said it was a split take, they were having someone drop down the freezer hatch at the same time, and it seemed like they weren't really, unfortunately nothing on their side worked. They didn't have the freezer take, didn't work. They tried to push into Bakery, lost those fights, lose a person early in Reaper who was killed out by a Dami playing below white stairs, and you saw Dami then just jump down freezer hatch later on and finish out the round. So it seems like all in all, InControl they were being caught off guard, but they were being checkmated every single time.
We're on the verge of potentially a perfect site rotation if Frenchie and Co keep that level of play up. 2 rounds in a row as well, they've gotten the opening pick on completely untraded, and not really just from sloppy play from InControl. It's mostly just been Frenchie and Co taking the engagements and winning them outright. Both times, I believe, if in the first round it was actually a kill outside of red window, both times they took the gunfights themselves, got aggressive, and ended up winning them out. So for InControl, it's not even that they're necessarily giving themselves away, just Frenchie and Co are taking those engagements. How you counter that? Well, we'll just have to see if InControl can manage to find a way in the 3rd round, because with this reading room defense, they are going to have to deal with defenders at the front and the forefront of their attack. We're going to have a couple players sitting up inside a cocktail. Likely, I wouldn't be surprised playing aggressively inside a cigar as well. You're going to need to maybe stick together a little bit, play those trades a little bit better, because if Frenchie Co do get aggressive and get a kill, somebody's got to be close by to counteract that. But, yeah, I was about to say, could have got a kill there. That's an easy one.
Time, yeah. As soon as he shot the first time and they saw the bullets, there was no way he was going to get away with that.
Good try. That's also the pulse, so.
Yeah, they don't need it, right?
Yeah, it's fine.
It's fine.
Heartbeat scanner, C4.
Hey, the glass got in the way.
One of 2 C4s on Frenchie & Co. Yeah, it's fine.
It's fine. It's fine.
The other one is in the hands of Hypers, who I'll be surprised if he lives to the final 30 seconds.
He's lying down behind the cigar counter right now, and they're droning him out, figuring out what's going on upstairs. Did they drone him out, actually? That is definitely a question, actually, if they actually droned out Hypers or not. Oh, they definitely did.
Okay.
They saw him. They definitely saw him at the time. So he's going to back off. He's going to fall off from the top floor, and now the question is, how long can Frenchie and Co hold this top floor? Spiker's the first obstacle, well, after Hypers at least, playing this pixel area. He's got some magnets to his name to stop him destroying the shield. And so far, we'll see how InControl can deal with this. As so far, nothing's really gone so far. They get that opening pick in there. Looks like they may actually just try to hit the site, actually. Maybe? What the?
Okay. Don't really have much else to say about that. Actually, the fact that he managed to get a kill is really funny, but so that's still man advantage for InControl, because they actually are playing their trades quite well. They also got a free pick on Adami, but here's Venatorial trying his best. Spiker as well, able to land a shot onto Badger, who never really seemed to react to the bullets flying behind him and into his body. And now, right as I said that, InControl are doing a good job at keeping that man advantage in their favor. I am now incorrect. Frenchie and Co have taken it back in turn, and Serve is not separated from Dunny, but they might not be on the same page entirely. Serve slowly creeping down white stairs at the moment, but he'll stop on the landing and instead watch the bottom of the staircase to see if anybody from Frenchie and Co gets aggressive.
Well, it's a 2v3. They don't have much soft destruction to their name besides those hard or the soft breaches, the charges that try and open the floor up. Serve, I believe, knows, maybe not knows, but he's expecting somebody to be right there. It's Indy who looks away. Oh, no, the timing. The timing, does he see it? Indy wins it out, though. He looks waits for it. And now it's just Dunny in a 1v3. Dunny's looking around, has an LMG, he's looking around, doesn't know what intel there is, but he's got to find out if he can try and, dry peek the rest of these defenders. See if he can find somebody on the side of Frenchie and Co playing too aggressive. But so far, it looks like they're playing disciplined. They're smoking out this doorway, watching towards that 90 area to make sure nobody runs through. He sees one impact comes through Dunny's way.
Why?
He's expecting someone to flank, but yeah, nobody's really coming for him. Dunny's just kind of waiting for somebody to go crazy, but at this point, they can talk it out. Dunny gets a kill on a spike, though, walks farther in, and he should not win this round as he's getting shot through directions. He's also been Grisma mind. He's been concussed. Venom finishes him off, and Frenchie and Co will take round 3.
Not to be rude, but he actually probably could have won that. You saw Spiker decided to peek in a 1v3 because why not? It's Frenchie and Co. Then that would have been whatever. Would have been water under the bridge. But then I think Indy peeked after that. Thankfully for him, the Zofia was looking the other way. But in all honesty, that was actually pretty winnable for InControl if he's able to land some shots, because Frenchie and Co were willing to give him the gunfights, and if he lands just one more, that's a 1v1. In all honesty, good shot. He might have been able to win it out because he knew there was somebody laundry. Of course, he ended up losing it. And frankly, Benny, I'm kind of amazed that it happened. You get a free kill on Adami early on. That's the pulse, kind of the heart and soul of keeping that extension alive because he's actively feeding intel. They get another kill after that. While they do lose a man, they still retain that man advantage. But Spiker has just crept up white stairs and they don't know. They
didn't really fully clear the top floor. Nobody's holding white stairs. Despite that, it seemed like it was weird because we had 2 members over by that heaven window to take control of top floor. Nobody was really pushing white hallway whatsoever, which is really odd for a top floor take. And then the fact that the person trying to cover the person on the heaven window then doesn't cover them.
Yeah, it was very, very curious round. I thought the moment you with the man advantage of 4v3, you get the vertical control on reading. That should be the game, and there's a couple kills either from inside the site or on top of the site or some combination of them. 3-0. It's perfect site rotation for Frenchie and Co, and they get to go back to Cocktail. And Benny, this seemed to be the strongest round from them so far that started out again with an opening pick untraded by InControl, and they were going into their clear. The beginning of it, already down a man. That was the story for 2 rounds for Frenchie and Co, and if they can get it here again, I imagine it'll follow a similar pattern.
I would hopefully it's not an early pick for.
Well, never mind.
Never mind. Other way, Dami goes down once again to InControl. This time it's to Reaper instead of Badger. It looks like actually though he looks like Indy tries to run out of white garage or white door, and he gets killed out too. So Reaper just reaps the benefits of 2 aggressive plays from Frenchie and Co.
I mean, there's just nothing to break down there. There is just nothing to break down. Both of them ran out and spawn peaked, and both died. Unlucky, I guess. It's a 3v5 in the first minute, because why wouldn't it? Hypers is also down below, so this is an effective 2v5 on this, or it is a 2v5 on the site. But Venatorial, all right, like...
You gotta bring the round back.
I mean, I guess you gotta make a play, but peeking Skylight?
He jumped on the counter. Nobody expects him to jump on the counter.
That's true. The elevated surface really took InControl off guard. I mean, they got their pick. Spiker's still holding out inside a pixel. It's not unwinnable. It's just going to be difficult because basically, if they want to get the man advantage back soon, they're going to have to do the equivalent of peeking Skylight. Either peeking the rappel, peeking Skylight, something like that, if they really want to get the man advantage back.
If they go for the same one-sided play like you've seen, and they cover their, they cover their bases, there's still 3 people, there's still like 3 angles to cover, they can win this round out. It depends on how InControl plays this, because they have the man advantage. They can send someone to a different angle like Heaven, or it's a Skylight, or it's a White Stairs, to make a misdirection and having that man advantage. And that's when you need some InControl. InControl can't just kind of walk into these angles that Frenchie and Co are expecting and have angles, have the utility in place to deal with. The magnets for Spiker to hold us off. Looks like the Badger has made his way into Piano, though. He's trying to take a fight with Spiker, does some damage to him. Spiker then swings and wins the fight against Badger, though, and nobody's at a refrag.
Surely they don't lose this. I mean, surely they don't lose this. I was getting a bit worried when it was a minute left and they hadn't cleared out Pixel, but Spiker just swung bathroom and nobody's watching. Now Hyper is with the kill as well. I mean, surely they don't lose this, Benny. They got 2 freebies to start it out. It's been a 3v5 the majority of this game, and now Frenchie and Co are in the driver's seat again. InControl are forced, just like they did in round number 1, to push into the bulk of Frenchie and Co.'s men. And this time, it's all that's left. There's no 2 extra defenders that can hold angles. It's just these 3. A nade sailed on in. It pushes Hypers off, but he can easily rotate back to that position, and nobody's pushing in. 10 seconds left. InControl have no idea which way they want to push from. But Bathroom reinforced as well. Serve's best idea is not even an option. They push together, separated, and it's... I mean... I just don't have words. I really don't have words. I physically cannot comprehend that we're up 4 right now after that.
Oh yeah, we'll just talk about the round real quick. And
I'm sorry, like, I don't have some snarky reply. I don't have some brilliant insight that'll reveal a small facet of that game that's particularly interesting. They had the freest round of their lives. Dami and Indy gave themselves away in 45 seconds.
I think it was actually like 15 seconds,
How?
actually. Yeah. So they were in a 3v5 for the most part of that round, and yet, like I was talking about before, it was mainly a one-side take. Nobody from InControl went for a different play, and you saw Spiker play so well in Pixel. He, first the shield goes down, he's getting shot, he pushes away, knowing they're going to destroy that shield sooner or later. You get, there's a pre-fire from Badger, expecting that, and he just swings the bathroom angle, wins the fight, puts them into an even play. Hypers elsewhere, kills another person, kills Tack, gets into a 2v3. And at that point, with not much time left, no utility, they haven't opened any walls up, this is a mainly one-sided push, you just got to hold the angles. You already saw the full reinforced bathroom, so Venna on the Maestro just watching for the white push that may come sooner or later. They have 2 members watching that R take or the new Balk take, and that was it.
Underside of Cafe. That's what it is, right? The map's defender sided.
Yeah, the map's defender sided. You know, it's the end of 5-1 or 4-2, and we'll be good as long as it doesn't end 6-0. They can make it back. They can bring it back. As long as they don't end 6-0, they can bring it back.
Oh,
That's an
I think I've ever actually been this just flabbergasted on broadcast before. This is just wow. I mean, listen, honestly, here's the funny thing though. Like, while I am incredibly annoyed, if InControl win these next 2 rounds and get a 4-2 half, that's actually fine. That's exactly where you want to be.
Exactly
so,
fine. That's like,
while I am like mauling right now, if they win these next 2 rounds, it's okay.
They just need one round at least.
Yeah, I mean 5-1 ain't great, but like 1 round,
it's doable. It's doable.
It's doable. Exactly. It's absolutely doable. And again, even though I'm mad, if they just win these next 2, we're looking okay. And honestly, Benny, here, it wasn't a terrible showing. They didn't get any kills on the roam, but that's not true. They did
what are you talking about? They lost a member on the roam clear.
No, I meant InControl didn't attack anybody on the roam, or they did while they didn't get any kills. I was gonna say, well, they didn't get any kills. You know, they pushed them back early. They got a lot of that control. They opened up the side. Blah 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 blah. Right? That's what I was gonna say.
They lost super early.
That's what I was gonna say. I do remember Dami just peeked White Stairs window and killed Reaper. So forgot about that part.
trying to get the positive silver lining.
I'm really trying.
He's trying to find the silver lining in this.
I'm not trying to be mean-spirited, because I mean, let's be honest, InControl haven't looked terrible, but after that round as well, it's good that they took a pause to reset the mental. But like,
yeah, you don't want to say anything too outrageous, but like, it hasn't looked bad, but it doesn't look great either.
Anyway, this go around here, Benny, we're seeing someone play. Thankfully, nobody from Frenchie and Co. has died in the first 30 seconds, so at least on their part, it's a dramatic improvement from the past couple rounds. It also means no free kills going InControl's way, and it is also, overall, a similar lineup coming out from Frenchie and Co. They're roaming upstairs, they're extending to that top floor, and unless somebody gets killed on a rappel pretty quickly like we saw last time, they're going to go into this clear at their full strength, which is something they have sorely needed in the previous couple rounds.
Yeah, let's see if they can cut off some of these defenders without getting cut off themselves, really. Andy's playing below red stairs. Spiker's here. Oh, he sees one of these. Trigger discipline. Great trigger discipline waiting for it.
Lord.
They don't clear him out. They don't. I don't know if they droned him even or not. Great shot, but they probably can't drone him because of the Mozzie Pest and the Vigil Scan, but he's just waiting for it. Oh my god, he's just waiting for it. At least they get the first pick, but Spike is in a position to ruin all of this. Indy as well. Dunny gets a second kill though, so this actually has been a full court press from Frenchie and Co. That Venatorial though on the site by himself gets 1 pick, and they're still in the driver's seat though. InControl still technically in control. Technically,
I mean, here's the ironic thing. We were like freaking out over Spiker not giving away his position, but he's actually not found anybody yet. And yeah, he actually might. Yeah, he's gonna lose that fight with the Zofia. I was gonna say, I think Tack will have the drop on him. So. Yeah, listen, Spiker, I don't want to be mean, but you had an opportunity. Thankfully, evidence of that will be on stream for decades to come. Indy will finally get aggressive, and wow! What a spray transfer coming out from the
yellow! They bring a nomad or something. They really do.
They, you know, honestly, on Cafe as well, they probably...
Oh.
Oh, no.
Bye, Dunny. It's nice knowing you.
That's...
well, Dunny's dead. No,
well, that's...
All right, well, this round, I thought they were going to win this round, but I guess
I'm going to go lay in bed. I'm done.
All right,
I just... I'm not... It's not easy, you know? It's not easy. I mean, not to... Serve is gone now. Gotta have a rehost, as you can tell. I mean, I assume, we'll see what the... Yeah, there we go, okay. I was about to say, I'll see what the admins say. Rehost will be confirmed there. It's currently 5-0 for Frenchie and Co.
You want to analyze that?
5 rounds in a row. So that round happened. Finally regained my composure. Sorry about that. I just... So,
all right, well...
So that round. What happened that round? It was a very traditional roam. Very traditional realm. Well, I wouldn't say traditional. Spiker was sitting behind a desk. He'd gone on drone, so
It was still a normal realm.
Yeah, not exactly traditional, but you know,
it's still that same kind of, you know, you sit on top floor with a vigil and a Mozzie, and you
same kind of
deny the
idea.
intel. Yeah.
But then we see what could have been the greatest play of the day. Spiker. I literally thought to myself, I was like, Spiker is so free here. If they drone him out, the wall he is sitting behind and exposing himself to is literally soft. There's a buck on the board. They drone him out. There's a free kill. Of course they don't drone him out. They just don't drone him out at all.
They couldn't. They, you know, the Mozzie Pest were in the way.
I know. I know. The Mozzie Pest got taken down, but they didn't even bother themselves with that room. They were like, all right, we'll just assume it's clear. Risky decision, but it ends up paying off. Not in the way that they had expected, though. Because Spiker had not one, but 2 opportunities for a free kill. But he was trying to have his highlight moment. He was trying to have his clip moment, which it's a risk, but I get what he was going for. He was like, if I wait this long on the top floor, Finka just sprint through Cigar? No way. No way. They think I'm still here. Unfortunately, because they also get the kill onto Dami, they start making their way down the second floor, and what could have been, without question, the clip of the day is instead just a 2v4 that Spiker ends up gifting to InControl.
Indy walks up red and just kills 2. Nobody's watching red.
But the round didn't end there, Benny. The round did not end there. It kept going. What happened? What happened after that 2v4?
I don't know what's Dunny's internet, but his game crashed.
That was actually just legitimately unlucky. I feel bad for him.
They were at 2v2 after that mishap, and I'm like, okay, it's still possible. They can still win this. Dunny's on brown stage just going,
yeah. But he's just I heard him spraying. I was like, wow, this is a lengthy pre-fire. Oh, he's disconnected in the 2v2.
And now serving a 1v2.
They
probably should, knowing how aggressive Frenchie has been, I'm surprised they haven't brought Nomad yet.
Yeah, you'd think they'd bring a Nomad at this point. You'd also think that there might just be a flank drone watching red. Maybe he got shot.
They didn't drone Spiker. Or would there be a flank drone?
But Benny, it was because of the Mozzie Pass. They couldn't drone it because of the Mozzie Pass. The Mozzie Pass. They couldn't do anything. There were no windows they could throw a drone from. There was no angle they could drive it through. The Mozzie Pass. So it's 5-0 right now for Frenchie, you could say. By the way,
they just need one round.
They
just need one round.
Yeah, they just need one round. Just one round, please. I'm begging you. Because it'd be one thing if this were a stomp, right? Like if this were just, you know, Frenchie and Co. smoking them at every turn. But like literally at least half, if not a majority of these rounds should be InControl.
they InControl had the start of the round.
What is
early game has been
talking about?
I don't know. Every early game so far has been InControl. Just getting free kills, and then they just kind of unfortunately aren't able to wrap it up or execute.
Okay. They can get one round. I believe. I'm trusting.
All right, well, back to reading in Fireplace we go.
Also, seen a buck.
What's up?
Oh, wait, we've seen a buck before, actually. Never mind.
Yeah, I was like, we bucked the entire...
Yeah,
Badger's been playing buck the entire game.
We haven't bucked the entire time. You're right. I'm stupid. I'm just... so much has been transpiring.
Or you're thinking he's been dead most of the time. That's why.
That is also true. Also, we'll see a 6-pick from the Capitao to the Finka. I mean, Reaper has played Finka quite literally every round. I don't think Frenchie and Co. are going to be surprised that he's playing the Finka. Also, here's another issue I have, okay?
Yeah.
Obviously, you know, we've seen some usefulness with the hard breaching. But Benny, what other utility have we really seen from InControl? Because I swear they've used it on a hatch, I think.
They used 2 Selmas on one.
I swear. On Cocktail, that pixel shield is up the whole time.
No, they destroyed it a couple times.
On every site, there's at least 2 or 3 Gujmat mines still alive, despite the fact that there's a Twitch on the board.
Hey, these Dunnies on Twitch time rather than
I have not seen an Impact Lifeline, a Concussion Lifeline. I have seen Badger Skeleton Key, I will say that. I have seen Vertical Destruction used. Well, what other utility has InControl used?
They hucked a grenade one round, but it didn't kill anybody.
They actually did do that. I remember that round, actually.
Yeah, and they used some soft recharges because Badger was dead on that reading round before.
That's true. You're right.
But when it comes to like operator gadgets, I think the skeleton key and the cell was the only thing I've really seen.
Well,
C4 early, gets a kill actually. Wow, and there goes your soft reach.
yeah, there goes your soft breach. Thankfully, they do still have 5 breaching charges on the board, so... And that's the thing. You have lost Badger. Sure, you also you physically can't get a kill onto Frenchie and Co., so you're just gonna, again, like InControl have unfortunately had to deal with for... I don't know, Benny, I'd say probably like half, like 3 rounds so far, are going into their clear down a man. But thankfully, on the reading room, they do still have those breach charges, and you can honestly open up enough holes with those breaching charges to mitigate the impact
oh my God. Hypers is just crazy.
Oh, wow.
There's someone there now.
And they just drop. They don't even drone it. They just don't even even care.
Where'd Tack come from?
Literally shot his teammate and Serve just dropped the hatch right after.
Was Tack on the window?
I simply do not know.
Because Indy's playing cocktail, so I'm assuming Tack was on one of the cocktail windows.
Yeah.
Dunny's making their way through.
Here's the thing. If they
flank.
still get those 2 breach charges, this can be okay. If they just open up 2 holes and get a pick, this can... There we go. Okay, we got a pick on Indy. Hypers just has no info. He's face checking everything. 3v3 Benny. They can do this. They can do this.
Yeah, Spiker's the next issue, though. Spiker playing Venom is going back up to playing aggressive. Grenade will stop him pushing up.
Wow.
And so there goes Spiker. Great shots. Dealt with the roam. A 2v3.
All right.
It's now just Venom and Dami. And Dami doesn't have a C4. Venom's smoke with 3 smoke canisters. He could try to stop the plant if they go for the execute. Depends on what InControl is going to do here. Are they going to try and go for the kills, or are they trying to execute onto reading? They don't have a lot of vertical control, though, because they're only using soft breaches. I don't know if they have any soft breaches. They've made 2 holes, so they have a little bit.
They had some... I don't know if Serve has used them yet. No, he has not used them yet, and... While the time is running low, he's probably got time to maybe place down 1 or 2. There are also still some holes there that they can make use of, but they have the man advantage, and on reading room with vertical control, that is all you really need. They just need to push on in. They have the man advantage. They can cover if either Dami or Venna swings. Venna has 1 final toxic canister. He'll send it out, but Dami with a long angle takes down Serve. He might be able to spot the second as well as they make the entry, but he looks away. It's all up to Venna to be the direct source of denial as Dami watches his back. The smoke canister choking the life of Dunny. He walks right into Venna's crosshairs. Not going to get the second, but Dami just has to wait. He's not getting aggressive. It's 6-0 for Frenchie and Co. And while it is a 6-0, that was still one of the better rounds we have seen from InControl. It's just still a flawless half for Frenchie and Co. And now on match point.
The silver lining is... The silver lining is still as close, at least, though. That was a good roam clear from InControl. They're still able to deal with those roamers that really were aggressive. Hypers was aggressive. Spiker was getting aggressive. They're all trying to swing and take kills, and Frenchie and Co were unable to, deal with that clear from InControl. They were able to get those kills, but it came down to time. Still trying to push in, still trying to walk through that smoke canister. They didn't try to go for a misdirection, go for a different play. They all just kind of sat outside the reading door as they kind of just smoked it. They didn't have any other... I think they had 2 soft breaches up, but they didn't put those soft breaches on top of where usually someone would play by the reading wall where they throw the smokes at. So that allowed for that smoke to sit in reading, throw the smoke canisters, and be ready for the push because they couldn't plant there. So they just pushed in, took fights. And really at that point, when you're in a 2v2 taking fights at the end of the round, it's very much a disadvantage.
Yes. Not at all a disadvantage. 6-0 half for Frenchie and Co. They now go to the attack. And their only hard breaching, Benny, is a Maverick. Not the only place I would say we really see a Maverick is on Kitchen. Don't see him too often on Cocktail. Normally there's some preference for the Hibana, the Thermite, or even the A. Honestly, it's really any of the hard breachers except Maverick, because you kind of have to get close to that wall, and usually the main place you use hard breaching utilities on the bathroom wall, the freezer wall, or that I always forget the name, but that panel that looks from Christmas over towards the new bout. That wall as well, but the issue, you got to get really close, and if you haven't cleared out bathroom, it can be extremely risky to take that, or to
Hey, they have 8 grenades, though.
What did you just say? I just
They have 8
didn't.
grenades.
They do. Wow, I actually didn't realize that till now. They do have 8 grenades.
They have 8 grenades to play with here.
That just seems
and
excessive.
there's only a Jaeger on the board.
On the bright side, though,
Yeah,
Because they have 8 grenades, they don't have a lot of burn.
that is true. That is on the other side. Is the other line is they don't have like much burn if they'll use it, so they have to burn with the grenades.
If you're counting all the impacts and concussions, that's 4 plus the Gone 6 that Hyper's likely
yeah,
has.
the Gone 6 is 2, yeah. Oh my god, Domi's going right
well,
in. Oh my god.
Venatorial has killed
Hypers.
Hypers. Dami has killed MX Reaper. He is also now dead. Tack is also dead now. Spiker just gets smoked. Didn't even try to take that engagement. He just kind of sat there. And it's Indy left in the 1v2. I don't really know what happened there. I'm going to be honest. That just kind of happened. But let's be honest with ourselves. Badger's on low HP. 1 HP, in fact. He literally gets hit by the smoke canister, so a little bit of damage done to the sledge. 1 to his left, 1 outside. Okay, he now messes up the nade. This is by far the silliest round I've ever casted. Here's the problem. Badger's close with a shotgun right now. If he's going to try to take that fight, the nade has to push him out of position. He's got to catch him off guard, which he somehow does. I don't know how he won that fight, but the pulse peaks. He doesn't land the shots. He runs back into the smoke with the pistol. Okay, thank God.
Thank God.
InControl got away with that.
Thank God. If they got away with that, that would have been...
I frankly didn't really know how to commentate that one.
I don't think you really know how to, because there was so much happening.
There was just... there was a lot going on.
Yeah, that was a very hectic round. It started off with Hyper's getting the first kill, but then he got team killed. Domi jumps in through just a rush through the...
Hop reaches through the cocktail balcony window.
Yeah, he just kind of jumps in, goes for the play.
Then,
and I think there was also someone on the other cocktail window. I think it was Heaven when he was make through, and he went through a person cocktail window. Spiker's cocktail window. He loses his fight, and it ends up being Indy, who came from, I believe, Newbal. He just kind of late to the game, late to the fight.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
InControl got the first round on the board. That's good.
Yeah. Hey, good job with InControl. Go on to kitchen cooking next, and we'll see what Frenchie and Co do now.
Well, hopefully not whatever they just did. Because...
it almost worked.
Did you say it almost worked? Did you really just say that?
It was a 1v2.
Shut up. Shut your mouth. I don't want to hear that from you right now. Yes, it almost worked.
If Vena hadn't killed Hypers, maybe it'd be different.
That is also true at the same time. If Vena did not team kill him, right, maybe it did almost work. I'll give you that. They are going to kitchen right now. And one thing there's not really much we can go off of that round for how Frenchie and Co are going to take this one. They might rush again. I doubt it. But they might. It's possible based on how this team has been playing over the past 7 rounds.
Gone 6?
Yes, it is. He's sprinting with a Gone 6 right now. He's making it quicker. Are they? Okay, they actually are just rushing again. Well, okay, hold on. They've actually read that there's nobody in coat check, which is a major misplay by InControl. That position is very strong. Not only denies sort of the small bakery play, the main lobby play, the red stairs play. It could have been really good, but unfortunately, Indy is cut down by Badger inside the site. However, there is still Spiker who can retake that position, but unfortunately, one is also swinging close. Another one's swinging long. This is going to be difficult for Spiker to deal with, and Frenchie and Co will likely have to play catch-up to help him out.
Yeah, Banshee goes off, and that's great intel with Badger to play off of. Great pre-fire. He knows one's still in coat check, so he's still holding the angle. Somebody's playing close and restless, so they might be in bakery now, but at this point, InControl figured out the game plan from Frenchie and Co, and most of their roamers are returning back to site or finding vertical angles to deal with these players of Frenchie and Co. Vena's by himself in bakery, 1 player is at booths or VIP, and really at this point, the 3 players on Frenchie and Co are kind of stuck now because they don't really know what to do here. Especially that vertical angles against these players are pushing into, prep or small bakery or into site. There's not a lot you can do.
No, there is not. Especially main advantage now that InControl really constricting Frenchie and Co.'s abilities right now. Dami will step on a goo mine. Unfortunately, I don't think there's really anybody from InControl who can capitalize on that. There are 2 members upstairs currently playing on the freezer hatch. Good position if anybody from Frenchie and Co. decides to play in that area, but right now it appears to be a focus on this northern side of the map. 1 member of InControl caught off guard, but fortunately for Frenchie and Co., they've suffered a lot of losses down below. We'll end up going to favor of Inc. 2 rounds in a row on the defense. Hey, Benny? Maybe it really is just a defender-sided cafe. Who knows?
Are you really gonna say that after every time?
Maybe. Who knows? 2 rounds in a row. I'm feeling it.
I'm feeling it. I would say Frenchie and Co. Well, it was, as you said, it was a great insight. I know nobody's playing coat check, which is huge. But if they're gonna rush, they have to keep rushing.
Well, and not only that, I think they were getting their bearings a little bit, but the issue that we've seen with the past couple rounds of Frenchie and Co's rushes, there appears to be a little bit of a lack of intel. At least, obviously, you're rushing. You're not going in with the most intel at your disposal.
Yeah.
But they have no idea where these players are playing inside of the site. They might have even had an idea that the wall leading into Kochek was open, and that's the exact angle Badger was holding. That Indy didn't really challenge, but gave himself up to in the process. So it's still a little bit ill-conceived, it seems. I mean, in all honesty, Frenchie and Co, if Shadow Realm were surprisingly coordinated, I think Frenchie and Co are expectedly a little bit uncoordinated and more fluid. But it's still something where you gotta account for. You can't just let that slide by.
It just seems like they got to that Kochek once Indy died. They kind of just stopped.
Yeah.
Like they had control of Kochek, they had control of the lobby. There was nobody playing the bar, nobody playing the hallway until they stopped right there, and they allowed for those members from InControl to come back to red stairs, to come back and play that site. And at that point, you then can't go for that play, because if they got early, they could have went to the the double door and push into site and try and take fights at least. Since most of them roaming, or at least I guess they thought they were, which they were. So it just seemed like they were going to rush, and then once Indy stopped at Kochek, the rush didn't happen anymore, which is, I don't know, kind of odd to me. But I don't know, maybe there's something they found out, or some intel that stopped them going any further. I'm not sure. But we're on to Fireplace and Reedy next for site. We're seeing InControl play the site like we usually see. This is usually how we see this roam, see this kind of game. They have someone playing Cigar with a shotgun, Dunny as the Ella, and this is that kind of that play, that Cigar play we see on the top floor a lot of times from teams. Just hold this long as possible. Now we're gonna see if Frenchie and Co can coordinate a play to deal with this.
They just gotta win one time. That's all they need at this point. And with not a very complex defense that they're having to deal with. All right, well, never mind. Hyper just walked up red, and they have done nothing to contest Tack sitting on top of stage right now. Yana lost as well. Useful utility within Aruni on the board. That Yana clone is a free clear of any Aruni you can get your hands on. But the nades have gone 6 as well. That's, well, one, your entry, but also a lot of utility dropped with no recourse from the attack right now. Tack can also continue playing there, as there's still no pressure bearing down in this position. Indy crashing as well. This might be 6-3, Penny. I don't know how... I mean, Frenchie and Co have literally come back from 3v5s before, but this one's a little bit different.
Yeah, they still enter the building. There's quite a roam to deal with, unless they want to try to bypass the roam. Looks like he does see Tack. Venice sees Tack for a second, but Tack's going to drop back into sight. Play back into Fireplace. Dunny's still here playing in Cigar, so they can't just drop down the red hatch. Grisma goes off. Does it go off to hear him? No, Dunny's too late. Does hear the Grisma go off, but the members on the side of Frenchie have already fought off the landing. They made their way to the stairs, and really at this point, it has been more than half the map has gone by, and they've not touched the map.
Still waiting for something to happen. Also, with Indy's disconnect, just to convey the sheer magnitude of what they have to cut through right now, they have to attack reading with no vertical control. They're now transitioning to a mining and train execute, which again is aided by that verticality. And if you send somebody up top, it's only a 2v5 on the site and difficult for the coverage to work. However, Spiker manages to get a kill as they push up red hallway. There's another giving himself up to a gunfight. It's the Ella. That was a misclick. Unlucky for Vena right there. He'll just have to vacate the premises until the nade explodes. It's exactly what they'll do. 45 seconds left. What do they have, really, Benny? Because they don't have a lot of drones, not able to get a lot of intel. They do have Spiker making a play up back white stairs. If the members of Frenchie are able to make a lot of noise, which unfortunately too much noise, MX Reaper manages to find a kill. He gets one, but oh no, that was very narrowly a whiffed engagement by the Twitch, but Venatorial flicks. He takes down Serve up above. He's stuck in the 1v2. Badger's managed to get a kill, but he gives himself up. He takes refuge behind the bookshelf at the exact right time, so it's only low health. With intel in his position that went well, they can make this work. The prone angle comes away in the favor of InControl for 3 rounds in a row. It was a bit of a disconnect. We had Indy disconnect. We had Hypers give away himself early on. Can they do it, Benny? Can they do it?
If Frenchie keeps playing like this, they can do it.
I mean, if they just keep sending up Hypers alone upstairs with no intel, it's very easy to do.
If they just keep sending everybody in with no intel. Are they even droning?
I can't believe Spiker almost lost.
Are they even droning? What were they doing?
I'm assuming they were, because they only had 3 drones come. Well, one of their players died and disconnected, so.
I don't know what was happening, but yeah, Spiker, that was just like, not Spiker, but just the beginning of that. You said Hyper's just kind of walking into intel, gets picked off, just walks up red stairs and attacks a view, just watching the red stairs, just waiting for it. And on top of that, they took quite a long time to try and deal with Dunny playing inside a Cigar, but they didn't even take out Dunny. They just pushed him out of the position. And at that point, they had no vertical control. They didn't want to, at that point, try full realm clue because they know time available to do so. So they switched into a horizontal take. And the horizontal take really didn't go through, mining. It went through that 90 hallway, trying to find picks on people. But again, you're playing those that single barricade or single reinforcement towards white stairs. And you're trying to, Spiker did get that kill, but you still have 4 other 3 members just playing around, playing upstairs, playing in sight. Like you saw, like the player playing by the bookcase, lying down, waiting for it. It's just no time for them to make a play there. Now we go on to mining in Fireplace, though. What I haven't seen in a while.
Now, one we have not seen that often. There was a short period of time where it started to be played a little bit more, so it's not like a bar stage or a... or ironically, a living room library, because we did see it twice in the previous match, but that was a big outlier in the grand scheme of things. But mining and dining, not nearly the same level of those two. It's certainly the least favorite site, but not at all undefendable. And what we see most teams do on the attack is send it up red. Send an attack that way, maybe attack, usually try to attack train. Even then, if they want to get a plan down in dining, it's a bit of control that you need to make work. Controlling that red stairs side of the map because it's so close to the site, it gives you access, but also gives the defense, if uncontested, very easy counter for any play you try to go to, whether it's in mining, in train, or inside of dining. So it's likely we'll see Frenchie and Co. put a big focus of their attack on, one that they need to get with the man advantage as well.
You said likely? I don't know. I think he's been crazy.
I'm trying. I really am.
But I do agree. Red stairs is important here because if you can just somehow make it contest that train side, or not train, the piano side, and make sure they can't play those vertical holes and go for a mining execute, could work out. But we'll see here. Dami's looking for someone to peek out of those pillars, get aggressive on the side of InControl. Nobody's really made any headway yet into the map, really. They're trying to peek through these windows, try to find someone. Grenade looks like thrown towards Cocktail, but nobody's there. Reaper getting aggressive on the Cocktail window, but nobody's there. But so Frenchie and Co., compared to the rounds before, very docile, not making a push happen. Much different round coming from them compared to the previous 3.
There is some intel giving Spiker a hint that somebody might be playing on white stairs, though right as that ping came out, I believe that person retreated, but is close by, so if he pushes down, might be able to find himself a kill. Attack also playing inside a pillar. All the positions for InControl right now held very solidly. No visible pathway for French, or not... One might exist, but there's no obvious one at the moment. There's still some work to do to create an opening in this round. Appears that the way they'll go is trying to contest the player inside of reading. We'll see the sledge open up some holes, but unfortunately for them, Serve is currently playing on the opposite side of where those holes are being made. So he can continue sitting behind here, and if he's not droned, which appears that he hasn't, can play there with impunity. It wasn't actually the castle to kill the first player in this round. It was Venatorial moving inside of reading undroned, but Dami drops to get 2 kills. Evenings backs up, maybe get a third, but Serve manages to win that engagement with control of the diffuser. He quickly gives it back to the attack. But now as everything crumbles, it's InControl with their 4th round in a row. And where I jokingly said this might be a defender-sided cafe, it might actually be a just that much defender-sided cafe. Because, wow, I did not expect it to be close like this after the first half.
Yeah, I thought they were just going to put it away, but from the way that Frenchie and Co. have been trying to attack this, InControl have been playing it pretty well. We saw some decent strats so far. Ones we've seen from CL played very well by InControl. And Frenchie Co. themselves have been playing a very eccentric strategy game on their side when it comes to attacking these bomb sites. They did try to slow it down and take it more normal, per se, on this round. When it comes to, unfortunately, InControl's strategy this round, it was it was mostly horizontal. There were some members on the Cocktail side upstairs, but there was nobody really playing that piano side, and we didn't see anybody from Frenchie even go there. They tried to go for, mainly a horizontal take as well. We saw Dami take that first fight. He does get that first pick, but their members of his attack on their side just losing their fights left and right.
4 rounds in a row, Benny. We're in for the long haul on this one.
Is this going to be an all-defense cafe like I've done before?
The best kinds of cafe. An all-defense-sided cafe. Well, this go around, the big issue here that we saw from Frenchie and Co. was they tried to rush in, take control of code check, but unfortunately, Badger was inside of the site who had an angle contesting that. He opened up the bottom red wall. Indy lost the gunfight there. Kind of a 50-50, ends up going the way of the other team, or defense in this case. And a rush that seemed to be backed by non-stop momentum suddenly stopped, and there wasn't much progress made after that. Disconnect from Indy was the round after. Excuse me. It also appears for InControl, they're not really changing things up all that much, Benny. They got the same hole. I would say if they want to make a change, never mind. I was going to read.
I'm about to say that was going to be the wrong hole.
I was about to say that would be a silly decision by Badger.
Attackers' objective is to locate a bomb.
I would say if I want to make one change, I'd put someone inside a Kochek. Have them play a little bit more aggressively. They can contest it from that long angle, but Kochek is just, it's a position that is too strong on the first floor that you don't want to give away for free.
Could be. Well, it looks like they're rushing Bakery
doing
instead.
it
Looks like
again?
there's members. Are they rushing Bakery? Yeah, they're already in Bakery. Hypers and Dami pushing their way through. But again, vertical pressure was a name in the game last time. Having players in train on the side of InControl that can create holes and deny a prep take was huge there from InControl last time they played this. And so far, it's not really a rush, though. Sure, they rush in the Bakery, but with the noise they make, it's obvious what the play is from InControl or from Frenchie and Co. So InControl can just walk in and start, what the heck is happening here? Badger with 2, Day with the number. Spike at least refrags, but at this point, Badger's just taking control and denying the Bakery take entirely.
Okay. All right.
Hmm.
I don't really know how that just happened.
Well,
So, Benny,
yeah.
so 2 players pushed inside a bakery, and there was nobody watching the prep door.
No, that,
Not-
even
not-
though half
not-
the wall was soft.
Not
But-
only was there nobody watching the prep door,
Yeah.
Vena ran in and was just not even looking at it.
Nope.
Did they
Not
even
aware.
drone? Did they even drone prep?
Did they drone in general? I don't know.
Oh, we saw.
Oh no, they droned.
we
they
saw
droned a
Hyperskin on
little
his
bit.
drone.
I saw a ping, but I don't know if they, because the thing is, I don't think they had a drone in prep. I think they droned it initially and then they moved out of
Ah.
prep, and that allowed for Badgers to walk into
Hmm.
prep because they didn't have a drone in there. Nobody was watching from the double door. They didn't open
Oh,
up the single
trust
panel
me.
either.
I think everyone at home realized that nobody was watching that door. I think
They
we're
didn't
all
open up the
aware of
single
that
panel
fact.
either. So Badger has, can just walk behind a reinforced wall into prep. And then Reaper was also playing small bay in the corner.
Yeah. Well, actually, Reaper's positioning made sense there. That was a.
Well, I mean, like, they didn't drone him either, though. That's the point.
Yeah, no. So Reaper's positioning there actually made sense. Badger getting that aggressive was probably a mistake. Thankfully for him, Frenchie and Co made about 5 before he even took a gunfight.
I think it makes sense when they don't open that single wall.
I guess. However, he also heard like 2 people in bakery, and he's like, "Yeah,
Sure.
I'll push."
Yeah.
See what
I don't know.
happens.
Maybe they had some intel that nobody was looking that way.
Maybe that is possible. Maybe they had a camp.
Maybe
of
Reaper was
some
just
kind, maybe-
watching through that corner and just noticed that nobody was looking his way, or that
Maybe.
way, just like he's
Actually-
just swing it.
Go for it. I got your trade.
Yeah.
So, in a position I would have bet money that we wouldn't have found ourselves in. We're 6-5 right now, 1 round away from overtime. Frenchie and Co, if you're just tuning in, won 6 rounds in a row, and as you can see, they've lost 5 since that point. And potentially the final side before either you win 7-5 or go to overtime will be reading room at fireplace, Benny. What was the big issue with this site for Frenchie and Co? Well, started out with Hypers giving his life away pretty quickly. Then Indy disconnected after that. And it was a 3v5 the entire rest of the round before anything had really happened. This go round, 45 seconds in, already looking a lot better because it's a 5v5.
Oh, yeah.
And they're clearing out Zunny from his position and will now rotate off.
That's actually a lot better.
That
Sure,
is
they didn't do it perfectly
leagues
per
better.
se, because they could have went to stage window and tried to destroy that castle barricade and cut off his rotation. But still, they get rid of
It's
that shield and the ADSs inside of Cigar pretty handily. Much better from French Nico compared to what previously we've seen, and it gives them a lot more leeway when it comes to clearing this roam. The next step is going to be clearing the roam, though, and a nomad is important here, stopping any flanks. We didn't see InControl bring a nomad any time, and this actually
Nah.
could be a game changer to stop any aggression from InControl to bring back the round. But the next step is still going to be clearing out this roam, which so far hasn't gone well for them in any of these rounds.
It hasn't, but as this time around, they've managed to push them back, and while they haven't gotten a kill, nobody on Frenchie & Co. has died either, and that's a pretty good start for Frenchie & Co. based on these past 5 attacking rounds. With top floor control as well, they've acquired a lot of what they need. That vertical control is oh so important, but instead, they might not be going for a raiding take, Benny. It looks like instead with some players inside of mining and soon to be inside a train, it's a dining take that they're looking for.
If they're going for a dining take, they need to have a player towards the white side, though, because again, these players on the
Agreed.
defense can play the stairs, they can play the single reinforcement, and they can play the holes over by reading from the bookcase. So this take is difficult because of how many crossfires and how many different angles the defenders still can play. So there has to be misdirection. There has to be something from Frenchie and Co. to make it difficult for InControl to do this. But Hypers gets the first again a Dunny. It's a great start, but still, there's much more to be done.
Yeah, even losing the man and no trade coming through, still a lot going Ink's favor. MX Reaper was a little bit by himself, extended all the way up into that onto Cocktail balcony. Tack also playing a little bit further away, might try to retake up top, but honestly here, the more bodies you devote upstairs, the more you're making this difficult for the site players. But he can contest this angle as they try to push into the panel, and the first kill goes InControl's favor in the final 15 seconds. Badger gets one, but a white flank has gone completely unnoticed by InControl. Hyper's able to win it out, but so has Badger, unnoticed inside of Reading. A 1v1. Tack is the only one left. He's all the way upstairs. They've made the 6-round march. Round 12 goes their way, and it is a defender-sided cafe.
I think I'd ever cast another cafe that the only defense is one. Only did it once. I didn't think I'd do it twice. Wow.
Okay.
That's qualifiers for you.
This is yeah. Yeah. Well,
who has defense first? It's InControl.
oh my god.
But statistically, okay, I'm not saying statistically, but my gut feeling for some reason is that every time we go to overtime, the sides flip.
It always seems to be that way,
But-
doesn't it?
But I would say the last time we had this happen was the defense won every single round. And that's what I had 15 rounds of defense winning last time this happened. So what's going to happen this time? I don't know. Well, we're going to InControl's first defense of that top floor bar and cocktail. And well, last time we had this happen was when Frenchie and Co. just tried to go what's the word for it?
They tried to rush, is what the word.
No. It's the World of Warcraft reference.
I don't know. I don't play WoW.
It's Leroy Jenkins.
Oh, I do know that reference.
Exactly. I was about to say, even though you're Zoomer, you have to know the reference.
Yeah, no, I mean everyone on the world knows that reference.
Yeah, exactly.
So if you don't remember what happened here, Dami tried to. Well, a lot of things actually happened at the exact same time. Dami tried. I'll rattle them off. Dami tried to hot breach onto Cocktail Balcony. Hypers, I think Venatorial dropped Skylight. No, Hypers dropped Skylight. Venatorial pushed Nubalk. Venatorial killed Hypers by accident. And then everyone it sort of worked out in a way where Spiker was the only one left in a 1v2. Really, to be perfectly frank, there was not a lot that we can really say about that round that is applicable to this one because it's 20 seconds in and Frenchie and Co. aren't attacking the site yet. So already a very different round than what we've seen previously.
Yeah, Dunny playing with the pulse here from below, and we'll see what InControl has in store for them for this role. What is already seeing one play on there? Is there going to be a cigar hold like we've seen before? Because when it comes to Reading and Fireplace, we've seen them hold Fireplace. Not Fireplace. We've seen them hold Cigar. We've seen them hold onto Piano. Well, Dami already sees the pulse below. I'm not sure if the next question is Frenchie going to try and deal with this. They're already picking out a crap on too, actually. So, Dunny just takes the first shots onto Dami, but Hypers will go down first.
Where?
Great angle from Reaper onto the hatch.
That's a good angle. And it's actually a really good angle, like legitimately through the humidor. Impressive. Hyper's also the first one to die. Mentioned earlier, not only is he one of their entries, losing that Yana's utility as well. Extremely difficult, especially when you have to take out positions like Pixel. You still have a couple nades left over. Well, you have less nades now because, again, MX Reaper has gone completely unread on this exact same angle. Doesn't have a C4, so he can't C4 below the Nubalk, but he's already done plenty of damage.
Oh, is he going to walk in the same angle? Oh, so close.
Please don't.
Please don't give him
No.
another one. But Dunny still, they drone out Dunny. They left Dunny to sit here with the pulse scanner, the cardiac sensor, down below him as well. So literally Dunny and Reaper can sit down here and Reaper's just going to play off the intel, try and kill one of the people above him. But so far at this point, it's still a one-sided funnel so far for Frenchie and Co. Nobody seems to be going for anything more. Like one's on the skylight, two are pushing from Cigar from Nubalk. Reaper has a great angle on the member. If he peeks out a little more, ooh.
That could be a free kill right there because, I mean, let's be honest. Not only do they forget about Dunny, I bet they forgot about Reaper too. And yep. Okay, I thought he was going to whiff that engagement. I'm not going to lie to you, but he gets that kill. Frenchie and Co. continue just forgetting that the Malusi exists below Nubalk. Now with the 2v5, they will hear an air jab go off. Knows that somebody is flanking up red stairs. They both go to cut him off, but he himself rotates back. Player who started to go for the flank He's wasted enough time. Wow, a beautiful flick by Indy on the serve. That's about the only good thing you can give Frenchie and Co. in this round, because with 30 seconds left, they have pretty much nothing materially available to them to make this push happen. They've cleared out Pixel, but there's still players contesting Whitehall. There's still players who can contest the cocktail side, and it's the exact same angle for MX Reaper, who gets the ace.
Reaper played the exact same position the entire round.
Come on! You know he's there. You know he's there. He's killed 3 of your teammates. You know he's there. Just push a different way. Just push a different way. If you can't contest it, just go somewhere else.
They had no.
Just Dami's already trying to push white.
Frenchie and Co. lost the ability to look downwards.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
Oh my god. I don't know what's going on. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
if
let's
Frenchie Co.
replay that. Let's really see what happened in that round.
I don't know if Frenchie Co. just didn't care at that point that he was below them, but they just
that was also a legitimately good shot by Indy, I have to say. That was actually a really nice shot.
Oh, yeah, Indy's flick was great there on the Badger.
That
great
was
flick.
Beautiful.
Great flick from Indy. But I would say, like, did they just not care that he's below them? They just they just like what was
I couldn't tell you. I don't know.
Well, on to
There was.
match point for InControl, but they're on the attack, and the attack has not won a single round this entire game. So we'll see if they can win this one. Depends on how much Frenchie and Co. really care, I guess, at this point. I'm not sure if they do it anymore, really. I really don't know.
Moving to defuse a bomb.
A cocktail last time. Good call, Benny. All of the way back in round number 1. It was a very strong round for Frenchie and Co.
Yep.
Very strong round. InControl not really able to find much momentum. In fact, it was one of those rounds where they went into their clear down a man, which they have struggled to claw back from. Also struggled to claw rounds with the man advantage. So, just to set that up, they didn't win a single attacking round, and they've both won rounds where they've lost the opening duel and won the opening duel by 2. And yet, they didn't win one. So, to say that it's unlikely they'll win this attacking round, you should understand how much I mean that.
Well, hey, let's see if they do something different here. They're going to try and drone out and figure out what's going on in Pixel and see if they can destroy that shield. Remember last time we saw Spiker playing that position, playing Pixel, playing Bathroom very well for his team. He's so he can get kills, denying the push into Piano, or at least making him waste 2 minutes on their time when it comes to that. And especially too, they had no one watching White Stairs last time, which nobody from Frenchie Co. is playing aggressive though. Nobody's playing for those peaks, as it has cost them players in the past, though even in the past they didn't win the min disadvantage. They still won rounds. So
Yeah.
it'll be interesting to see what they do here, but so far Frenchie and Co. are playing a lot more passive. Nobody's really going for picks. Nobody's playing too crazy. They're all playing their positions and waiting for InControl, which so far Attack's doing a lot, or Duddy's doing a lot of work with this these switch drones.
Yeah, and while I would say on the attack, playing a bit further back, not getting as aggressive would have done them well. Ironically enough, the big selling point for the defenses, especially early on, was how aggressive they were getting and their ability to get those opening picks. Now they've completely shifted their playstyle, and they're letting them get all this control, which is problematic, because a big reason why InControl were struggling was the lack of control they had. There is still a player down below. Hyper sends out a C4, but Server's playing a bit too far for that C4 to land, and what could have been a game changer is now no longer a factor. Only thing that Frenchie and Co. really have, aside from these site players, is Pixel has not been fully cleared by InControl, so Spiker can get aggressive from that position if he wants to. Gunny dropping the new hatch. There you go. They managed to land that kill. Serve down as well from the exact same spot. Just nobody has decided to clear out Spiker from the most common position on the map. He swings, gets another kill. MX Reaper swings on into New Balker, to Cocktail Balk, excuse me, and makes this a 3v3. Now a 3v2 with Dami picking up and stopping Surf from getting back up. And I'm tripping over my words right now. I don't know what's happening.
Oh, if it was new season, Reaper could pick himself up.
That's true. Reaper could pick himself up. Tack also on low HP.
He can't anymore. He can't right now.
It doesn't matter. Tack's in a 1v2. He cannot pick up Reaper because there's too low of time. And if he picks him up, it's a 2v2 sure, but he'll only have about 8 seconds left. Knows one. He has the ping. He can land that shot. It's a 1v1. Indy on the opposite side, sitting behind the reinforcement. All he has to do is not peek. And now, with him pushing forward, Tack doesn't know where he is. He's going for the engagement, and he loses it. We need all 15 rounds to decide whether it's 15 defensive rounds in a row, or Frenchie and Co. can be the first team to win an attack and, by extension, the match. Can you believe we're here?
Well, let's go over the round. So the big thing for that round was InControl. We're trying to, take control of that cigar side, push into piano. But the thing is, they didn't really take control of piano. And they then try to bypass piano by just walking into bar. But again, Spiker's still playing Pixel. So if you walk through into the softball, he can just kill you if you walk in. Reaper does make a good play. He takes control of heaven, takes control of that cocktail balcony. But he's only one man. He can only do so much. He gets one kill, gets down by another player, by Spiker, actually, I think, playing in that piano section. And in the end, it kind of just, the fact that Frenchie and Co. didn't have a lot of involvement in the beginning early round was a bit of a worry for them going into the later part. But in the end, InControl didn't open any walls. They couldn't open the single wall into cocktail. They didn't open up the freezer wall because they never took piano. And they didn't really have any leeway into getting any picks. So in the end, not too crazy of an outcome, but still was kind of crazy.
Yeah. It's crazy in just how odd it was. Extremely strange. Let's go around. Surprisingly, we don't see 8 nades coming out from Frenchie and Co. like we saw in one particular round. Same setup. Frank, 15 rounds. In theory, Frenchie and Co. should be very well versed in how not only do InControl play the game, but this site as well. See if that manifests and matters at all. One player pulling up to Skylight at the moment. They're taking this from the standard west to east side, from Christmas and Cigar, over on through to clear out that top floor. Okay, not only should they be well and familiar with InControl's play, this is the clear of reading.
I think
you start on this side and work your way on through.
They don't ever bring a hard breacher. Besides Maverick.
They bring Mav. Yeah,
that's it. But they'll bring Mav, so they can't
man.
really open up these walls and deny people in a cocktail freezer.
Yeah, I'm not thinking about that right now. I got a whole lot of things going on.
like the fact that InControl never brought Nomad for the aggression from Frenchie and Co. Frenchie and Co. don't bring a hard breacher for the bunkers that InControl makes.
Also, twice now, maybe even 3 times, they have just not cleared him out from Christmas. They don't open the
one time.
No, they did, but they're not opening the council barricade to clear him out. Yeah. They're just making this all. They're making it so much harder for themselves. Finally, they'll rotate over. But Benny, it's a minute 20. It's a minute 20 seconds in.
Did he
missed. He missed it.
Dami shot. So Dunny and Tack will back off
just
having done their job and wasted half the round. They'll back off piano. I think it's still 1 or 2 players still playing cocktail for the moment. And now we just see Frenchie and Co. try to, take control of piano, take control of Whitehall, and push out these defenders who are playing cocktail, playing white stairs, and use that vertical pressure against InControl. If they do. Last time they tried to transition to a horizontal tank.
Oh my, he raffied it. He actually raffied it live in 4K.
Oh, Rafi last time was just trying to, deal with the Rudy gate first.
Well, first kill goes the way of InControl. Hyper, surprisingly. Calling me shocked. Serve gets that kill sitting on side of white stairs, and with 45 seconds left, Benny, the time might not be as much of a factor if you get that vertical control, but they have simply not even made progress outside of Christmas and Cigar. This is looking like an InControl 8-7, especially now that Indy has fallen. MX Reaper rotates back to the site. There is just simply not enough time for Frenchie and Co. to get that vertical control and also feel comfortable pushing the site. InControl are going to need to give engagements if Frenchie and Co. want to hope at winning, and that's exactly what they're doing. 2 kills go their way, not the third as MX Reaper cuts one down. It's just Vena left in the 1v3 on 1 HP as well. The Aruni cuts him down from 6-0 to 8-7. InControl make the stop. The march is completed, and they win it. They beat Frenchie and Co. And I have to say, Benny, I just didn't expect that one. I just didn't anticipate this is the result we'd see. Oh my, wow, okay. Wow, okay.
Hey, Reaper had 16 kills and 4 deaths.
That's
pretty
true.
crazy.
Reaper was going crazy. That was 16 kills after the rehost, by the way.
Yeah, after the rehost. He had 16 kills and 4s after the rehost. And then we saw, I think, So I think it was Badger behind him had a good kills too. I can't remember. But
Yeah,
yeah, no,
Badger-
that was
No. Badger's doing good. He's doing real good.
that was quite the match.
I think this is actually the last match going on too.
Is it? No, is it? We still
No,
Goosic
Goosic Mystic is still happening. No, I mean
rather in this round. Yeah,
no,
I gotcha.
Goosic and Mystic are still going on. So this was the second to last match. Which I believe there is some buffoonery going on in that game. I think like 3 players have crashed. So that one might be going on for a while.
Was there any buffoonery in this match?
Yeah, surprisingly, I would say there might be. I think there was a little bit of silliness going on for a good many rounds in this game. You're
Just look
seeing
at
a
the
lot of it
replay.
right now. I don't even need to talk about this. This is just... Wow, this was a lot. this was 8-7. This was 8-7.
I love how like
And Ink won.
it's. I love how nobody. I think nobody opened any walls this entire game.
No, Serve opened a couple.
Did he?
You want to know why he opened a couple?
Why?
Because he was a ranged hard breacher.
Which one did he open?
I think he wait, no, maybe it was shot. I thought he opened the
No, he didn't open anything because it was shot.
I thought he opened the cocktail panel like on
No,
the left
they shot that.
wall. Oh, they
Yeah,
shot that?
they
Oh,
shot
well,
that.
never mind. I don't think a wall got opened then. That was my
the
one.
cafe where maybe that's why the defense won everything because they didn't open. a single
I
wall.
think you might be onto something there. I think you might be onto something. Oh my, not this round. Not this round.
Man, I haven't casted amateur in like 2 years.
What's
but maybe
almost-
that's why. Maybe still I didn't.
Reliving it is just as eventful as the first.
Dude, Reaper sat in the same place the entire.
He literally didn't move. There were cobwebs collecting on his movement keys, and he just didn't move. Well, that game happened. That was a journey, let me tell you. I literally had Drew Spark DM'd me about halfway through. He's like, "This game should have been over 30 minutes ago," and it should have. I mean, that was just good job. Listen, good job to InControl. Good job, especially to MX Reaper and Badger. They really showed up. And on the defense, there was some good play there. But those were, and I am not being hyperbolic when I say this, some of the most sorry attacks I have ever seen. Just in general. And it starts, as Benny said, just nobody even attempting to open a wall on Cafe.
When the fact that Spiker sat at the bar and the buck of Badger didn't open the wall. He opens like a small slit and he just Spiker just stares.
He watches the fake go by like, oh, there he went. I'll get him later. And he didn't get him later. I can't even say if they had just gotten one more round because they all won their defenses. It's just
one.
And it wasn't like, oh man, those defenses were just so good.
If someone just won one attacking round, this would have been a different game.
Anyway,
Wait,
I
have a question for you. If they had ate some Mikey Likes before playing, you think one of the teams could have won an attacking round? Because you could have powered your game up with some fresh and the power pack of Mike and Ike's or some sour Mike and Ike's to power your game and level you up. They could have leveled up their heart breaching ability.
I've tasted something real sour after that game, let me tell you. But no, seriously, thank you to Mike and Ike's as always for sponsoring. Maybe Benny is right. If they had taken some Mike and Ike's, we would have seen any team win an attack or even open a wall. Even maybe just put some flavors. We got strawberry, lime, lemon, orange, cherry. Any of those on the original mix. You take one, maybe you suddenly are granted the inspiration of opening a wall. I don't know. We'll have to see. And just to shut the book on this game, Ink at least made an attempt. Open up those walls with Soma charges. I cannot say the same for Frenchie & Co. But again, thank you to Mike and Ike's for sponsoring as always. Again, one of the only fruit candies that I can myself find enjoyable. And as Benny said, he's a big fan of sour candy. So we're big fans. So thank you always to Mike and Ike. And maybe if you guys power up with Mike and Ike's, you could have closed that game out a little bit earlier than what ended up happening. I don't know. Benny, you got any final words before we toss to a break? You got any thoughts? Any final thoughts on Mike and Ike's, the game? And if you want.
Why did you make a Maverick God Cafe?
I don't know. But we still have one more set of games after this. Round number 8 before we get there. But until then, should be pretty quick. There's only one more game going on, but until then, don't turn off your stream, because I guarantee you round 8 will be just as entertaining as round number 7. Until then,